Sure, I'll go
Okay.
first.
All right.
I'm Derek, I guess I'm one of the devs. I have been there since pretty much the very beginning when it was a Google group, and,
Pretty much.
I've been, I don't know what to say.
Right. Spot.
You're terrible.
Else.
You're the one who does all the mod stuff.
Yeah, I
you're a little-
did most of the coding behind TPPI tweaks and Modpack tweaks and blah, 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 all those things.
It's fine.
I mean, I do stuff, but not
Yep.
really.
So that's what he does. I'm SK. I do a lot of the configs because I don't know how to mod, so I do what I can.
I am Tanut, and I am the guy that you all hate on the subreddit. So yeah,
And on the IRC.
Yeah, and on the IRC and everywhere else. I run the test server and make config changes when needed.
Yes.
Sadly, Fako cannot be with us tonight. He is.
He's playing Dungeons and Dragons, is what he's doing.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And then with us we have Rapthera, who is one of the beta testers. He's being a
Listening.
quiet person.
Apparently he just woke up and his voice is physically damaged.
Oh, all right. So first up is PixelPix's question.
Yep.
As a mod developer, trying to get my new mod into a pack, what would convince you to add a not well-known mod? Features.
Is it fun?
Is it fun? Does it have unique features, or is it just a reskin of another mod?
Every other thing that's been done to death.
Yeah.
Does it work?
Yeah, does it work? Does it crash all the time?
Is it
Those are-
polished?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Basically, if it's well put together, if it plays well, if
And
it's
it has things that other mods don't, like at least something. It's not just
Yeah.
all the same stuff. Then yeah, and there's a lot of mods out there, and we can't add all of them, so we have to stop somewhere.
And
especially on 1.7.
and it has to fit. It can't just be some out of the thing. Like there's this mod, Mine and Blade. It's really, really interesting, but it just doesn't fit with a general mix pack like this. It would fit with an adventure map or something like that, but not here. So that's another important characteristic.
Yeah. So I think we're good on that question.
Mhm.
The Cow King Moo. Dumb question, but is there anything the average user can do to help out the dev team?
At the moment, there isn't a ton, but once we do get into open beta, there's, of course, you can play the pack and then report issues you find to our GitHub, which is very important because that's how we fix them. And there's also the whole writing documentation thing, which has more or less been a thing the whole time. I don't know how many people know about that, but yeah.
Team. I think that covers pretty much everything. Atama1. Atama1 asks, how many people work on TPPI2 at the moment? Right here, you see 4 of us and Fako, who is missing. That's pretty much everybody who is an actual dev. Otherwise, it's just all of the beta testers that help us out.
And I'm not sure exactly how many there are. I'd say maybe around 15, but some are more active than others.
Yep. What is the biggest difficulty in bringing that many mods together? I mean, why does it take so long to get released? The incompatibilities and side effects of all the other mods working with
And fixing them.
Yeah.
See,
The
when
fixing
you
is
get
when-
you get like 1 or 2 people in a room together, they'll generally play pretty nice together. But as you get more and more people with various, like skin piercings and attachments, eventually they start to rub up against each other, and the metaphor falls apart.
Yeah.
That was great.
That was
I like
that
it.
was
Let's move
yeah. All right then. I think we can move on now. KHR Freak asks, what are the major changes between TPPI1 and TPPI2? Minecraft version.
That's a big one.
Yeah,
I think
that's
pretty
true.
safe to say.
As far as mods go,
Forge version?
we're losing a rather large one. Ars Magica is not in the new pack, and we're adding a few new ones, such as Electrical Age and Mekanism, which were not in TPPI1. So it'll be mixed up a little bit. Of course, there's a lot of new features and a ton of the mods a long time ago. So, yeah.
All right. Akiba asks, you will probably hate me. We do. Don't worry. Will Glectcraft and or ICBM be compatible with TPPI2? Compatible, yes. Included, definitely not.
Okay.
If anybody wants to expand on that, you can. Otherwise, we can move
see explanation for Pixel Pix's. Does it fit with the pack?
on.
For why they don't belong. Moving on.
All right, moving on. Corliss asks, is there an ideal tech progression in TPPI2? No.
You start at the bottom of whatever mod you choose, and then you work your way up through the tech tree until you become the master of your own destiny and, figure out what you want to do with your life.
Yep, and pretty much all the mods start at the same spot and have pretty much not all the mods, all of the different tech progressions. There's, 5 of them in TPPI2? Kind of?
Maybe, yeah.
And each one of them, as you go through them, you get pretty much the same stuff at the same time. They do kind of the same things. They all have their own kind of cool end game thing that does the same stuff, but each one has its own unique things along the way that would make you want to go that direction.
As for power conversion, which is next question is, how are you handling power conversion? It's going to be the same, except of course MJ is gone, so that makes it a lot simpler. There's also things like the MFR cables, which handle EU, and universal cables are still a thing. So there's plenty of ways to get between different things, but it's more or less the same idea.
And then, are you still having fun developing it? I wouldn't say we're not having fun. I'd say it's not as fun as when we first started.
It doesn't have that
negatives.
It doesn't have that whole, we're making this, this is the first big pack Reddit's ever had. It's going to be released on the launcher. There's all this excitement. And now it's kind of like, well, we already did that, and now we got to do it again. But it is still fun. I'm still enjoying seeing it come together. But there's that, I guess, element of something new that's a little lost.
All right, we are now at the wall. Rapid fire, go, go, go. Who invented TPPI1?
Nobody. It was just kind of somebody offhandedly commented in a thread that, we should make our own pack. And Slowpoke basically came in the thread and said, hey, if you make your own pack and it's good and it's different, I will put it on the launcher, front page. And we all went, that's really cool. And so a bunch of people made a Google group, and eventually it moved to IRC, and then it got released 6 months later.
And the only two original people right now are me and Tarek. That is it.
Yep.
Pretty much.
How would you describe TPPI to someone who has never played this pack? A clusterfuck of balance.
Yeah, it's a really big pack, but it also has a lot of fine-tuning done, which is something that I just can't say. You either see usually smaller packs that have a lot of focus put into the mods, or big packs that just kind of are thrown together. And this is kind of a balance between the two, I always thought, which was what made it unique.
It's so much more tweaking than a lot of the other packs, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did you answer why r/feedthebeast needs a mod pack?
We thought we could do better, I guess. We didn't like the set of 1.6 mod packs. I mean, if I remember back, Direwolf 20 was kind of buggy. Monster was this giant mess that just was so laggy, and I mean, it was kind of cool, but it also just did not run well on servers. So people kind of wanted a pack that worked well on servers and also fit the needs of what our community wanted, and so we said we should make our own, and that's how that started. And did we have the mod's blessing? It wasn't for sure at the start, but it became apparent pretty quick that we did, because I think Wade helped out from sort of the beginning. So we always kind of had the blessing. It wasn't maybe explicitly said, but yeah.
Yeah. I remember surveys at r/feedthebeast on things like what mods would be included and what plenty biomes we wanted enabled. How much influence did these surveys have with the creation of the TPPI mod pack?
A lot.
A lot. You know why everything is so hard, or why you guys consider it so hard? It's because of what you answered on the survey. The number one answer for how you want the quote-unquote feel of the pack to be is slightly more balanced. That was by far the number one answer, and that is the basis we make all our decisions off of.
Yeah, I'd say almost every conclusive result from the surveys were implemented. There were some controversial results that ended up near 50-50, and we kind of had to make our own decision because it wasn't clear. But for most of the ones that were a clear-cut answer, we implemented them almost bar none.
Mm-hmm. Was balance always a goal with TPPI? If
I
not,
think I just
when/why? Yeah. So
pretty much from the beginning, yeah.
Yeah, from the beginning when the polls came.
And we wanted it to be unique. Nobody had really done that before. Like, there were packs that either just threw together everything, and then there were packs that made everything really, really hard. And then there were also packs that made things really, really easy. So we struck right in the middle, right the balance.
Were there any mods you wanted to include in TPPI but were not able to? I think there were.
Yeah, at the very beginning, tried ATG, and it was nice, and
it was so
kind
nice.
of liked it, but it just didn't work. It was so
we had
laggy
like
combined with
five
other
TPS
mods.
standing still.
Yeah, we logged into this. Our first testing server was this massive 16 gigabyte, humongous server that was probably extremely expensive. We put the pack on there, and it just chugs at the start. Nothing has been built, and it's just chugging along at like 5 TPS. And we're like, well, something's not working here. So we had to clear that up pretty quickly, and we figured out the issue.
Were there any mods you wish you would have left out of TPPI? Ars Magic 2!
Yeah. It's possible Ars Magica might be on that list. It was a really neat mod. It added a lot of cool things. It also added a lot of things that were extremely broken and caused us a lot of headaches. Especially that massive update it had towards the end of our release cycle that kind of threw a bunch of wrenches into the works. That wasn't great. Second on that list is, I mean, I love Mekanism and all, but it had so many issues that we had to fix. It was just a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
But it was nice for what it added. Yeah.
We got it fixed, and it all worked just fine, except for the few things that just were too big for us. Were you surprised at the success of TPPI?
I think that's a guess.
Yeah,
I expect
I
it
guess
to be
so.
semi-big. I didn't expect it to be
I
as
mean,
big as it is now.
when-
It's
yeah,
not even
when you
that
hear a
big,
pack
but
is
it's
gonna be-
still...
When you hear a pack is going to be posted to the front page of the FTP launcher, you kind of expect a certain amount of publicity because it's right there, people see it. But, I mean, then it got put on Technic, and that got an obscene amount of downloads. And so, yeah, it definitely went a lot further than we thought it would.
I
And
actually
we already
didn't
thought it would
think
go pretty far.
I didn't think it was as popular as it was until we got those Technic stats.
Yeah, that's the thing, because FTP didn't give us exact stats, but Technic told us like exactly how many downloads we had. And
Yeah, you guys hit 200,000 downloads this month.
something like that. It's just, it's like, what? I didn't know there were that many people playing the game, you know? But
Yeah.
there you go.
That was kind of that was a really big, unthought of number. So,
Yeah.
that surprised me, big time.
Side note, Technic guys were extremely welcoming to us, like helping us get on the launcher and walking us through all that. We were kind of clueless as to how their systems worked.
Yeah.
And it worked out great. So, with TPPI2, are you trying to make it similar to TPPI1 as possible? I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, we're keeping the things that worked, we're changing the things that didn't work, and we're adding new stuff.
Yep.
Taking out
Kind of
old
a-
stuff.
Yeah, a mix of both. Ideologies are the same, but a lot of the details are not going to be.
Can we expect lots of the tweaked recipes from TPPI1 to change, or will they stay about the
So far about the same. They were pretty good.
same? Yeah.
Yeah, we're pretty good.
The ones that do transfer, of course there's a lot that aren't going to make it because mods changed, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Has your philosophy for TPPI2 changed significantly from TPPI1?
Not really.
Yeah, it's still, the philosophy was all about a fun, playable, balanced pack. And I think we're still trying to go for that.
No fun, though.
No fun allowed.
We took out
Sorry,
the fun part.
wrong
That's
word.
the ideology we changed.
Wrong word. Boring, playable, balanced pack. There we go.
Mhm.
What do you plan on doing differently with TPPI2?
Good question.
Well, you could look at the mod list. We have stuff like advanced.
I mean, the
Repulsion
mods are different, but that's not
systems
really...
and red logic, but everything else is pretty much
I had
the
to
same
say
thing.
for the future, I would say more testing before patch releases. That
Yes.
was
There you
a
go.
big problem we had with TPPI1 was
And testing
we
the
put something
zips
out.
that we send to the Feed the Beast guys first.
We resolved that issue towards the end, where
Yeah.
we started putting it up as private, downloading it, testing it ourselves, then making it public. That's a much better way of doing it, turns out.
not letting SK touch any of the zips
I don't-
from the
Yeah, you
start.
and your
We're not
Mac.
letting him touch anything. He's
I
not
don't
allowed
touch
to.
Nothing.
No more
Macs are...
DS stores in our zips ever.
Yeah, I don't want to start like a Mac
everybody
debate,
loves
but
those.
just don't let Macs touch zip files.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah, please don't. Are you really excited
Sorry,
for what
most
you have
wanted.
planned for TPPI2?
Yes, we have lots and
I
lots
am
of surprises.
extremely excited for a recipe that we are going to be talking about later. It's the only thing I'm looking forward to, actually. Is that recipe.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say just a lot of the new mods and stuff that other mod packs haven't had included is kind of exciting, just because people will get to try those, and it'll be a new thing. Like Electrical Age, people have been talking about it, but it really hasn't been in any packs. So I think it'll be neat to see what people do with that in their worlds, because it is a really cool mod.
Which changes are you most excited about? The recipe that I'm going to talk about. Yes.
Yeah, that, one of the other major changes that we've done, I mean, I don't know, you take a cut here. You can cut this out if you want, that we're going to leave out.
Oh, God.
We're going to
Mark
leave
the
out
time.
Computercraft.
God damn it.
Oh, yes. Okay, we should probably cover that here.
Yeah.
Computercraft is out. Open Computers is in. It solves the issue that we always had with the
Oh my
three
gosh,
diamond
everybody go
quarries.
crazy.
We still need to kind of tweak the recipes so that it's not a you don't have to rebuild your computer every single time you want to upgrade, because that's kind of annoying. I understand it's
Sure.
realistic, and yeah, but we are going to change that. So it's not going to be like
Yes.
that, but yeah, most of the features that you have in Computercraft you're going to have, because there are robots in Open Computers that can do pretty much the same things as turtles. So you can still
We think it's cooler. That's
yes,
why.
it's also much cooler. And the textures are better. No offense. No offense, Computercraft devs.
And it makes really cool noises. Sounds like a computer. It's
Alright. Which new mods are you most excited about?
I think I've made
Open
it clear.
Computers. Yeah. Electrical Age and Mekanism. Are there any
Favorite
mods you would
ones.
like to remove from the pack but think everyone would hate you for it?
Computercraft.
But we did do that. We did do
Yeah, so that's
Oh,
not
we
really
did?
fair.
Oh, okay.
that.
So,
And
I don't know.
we did Ars Magicus. We can't really say that. I think those are the only two big ones that we've ever actually thought about removing that people would hate us for.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways.
Anything else on there that we've considered axing that's like a huge thing that people love?
Do you feel that
Thermal
TPPI2
expansion.
will provide a much better experience than TPPI1? Don't even joke about that. Yes, I do, because quite a few of the mods that we included in TPPI1, their features weren't really finished, like Botania.
Oh, Botania was so unfinished. It's got so much more now. It's great.
In 1.7.10, those mods actually have the features that they were meant to have, like Botania. Other questions. How do you feel about Buildcraft quarries? They are very cheap, and I'm glad Gregtech has a default config option for them to change the recipe.
Yeah, and still got to figure out what we're going to do with Quarry Plus because he's gone wild with that. So
Yeah.
we got to redo those recipes. Fun.
What do you think about advanced genetic abilities like take no fall damage, creepers run away from you, and infinite arrows? Infinite arrows is already a thing in vanilla,
Yeah.
so I don't see why.
Like no fall damage is pretty much provided by a million different mod items, and creepers run away from you. It's somewhat neat. I don't know.
Yeah, it's neat.
I'll be
a
honest,
few other
I was
mods
never
do that.
a huge fan of advanced gen.
Are you glad that Darkcraft hasn't updated from 1.7.10?
No, I'm sad.
Not really.
I'm sad.
Yes, it was overpowered until you changed the config.
Until I
and we
nerfed
did.
the crap out of it.
Yeah. After
Then
that,
it was
actually
debatably
valid.
underpowered.
It was
I'm
it
honestly
was
indifferent.
yeah. But I mean, everybody When people think of Darkcraft, they think of when they were first introduced to it, which was
In 1.5.2.
Minecraft 1.5.2,
Oh my
which
gosh.
was when it did not have half of the things implemented that it does now.
Those
If he
quarries.
had waited until the 1.6 version to release, it wouldn't have as much, anywhere near as much of a bad rep as it does now. And I mean,
Except
this
for the
is
time
coming.
torch.
Yeah, but I hated Darkcraft when it came out. In 1.5.2, I disabled it on everything that I played on. I did not want to even look at the mod ever, and then now I'm sad. It's a sad time. What mods do you absolutely hate and wish people would stop requesting? It's not that I hate it, but I hate people requesting it. Glectcraft.
Yeah.
Stop.
Said no like a
Just-
million times.
Just
Used to be
stop.
Java that I used to hate people requesting, but
We added it. You're welcome.
Just-
we were
Please.
stronger back then.
I'm scared of heights. Stop asking for it. Please, I beg you. It's scary.
For me, it's Pam's.
Yeah,
Can't
Pam's.
stand that mod.
Don't worry. We have a
Yeah.
replacement for Pam's. It's not.
gonna-
We don't have the clusterfuck of inventory spam that Pam's adds. We have the clusterfuck of inventory spam that KitchenCraft adds.
Yay!
Yeah.
It's better inventory spam.
Better.
Hey.
It's also better because the code isn't... It's, yeah.
Also, Mr. Crayfish's furniture. Please
Yeah,
stop.
not happening.
It's not happening. I can link you to the deleted thread if you want, but please just stop. It's not happening.
Bibliocraft has enough.
Yeah. How much would you rage if I asked for an ETA right now? Look at the first, I think it's still the top comment in the last update post to see my reaction to that. And I think I can speak for everybody.
Yeah. And if you really, 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 really want an ETA, there's this wonderful thing called milestones on the...
Yep.
So go there, look at milestones, gives you a rough idea of how close we are.
Alright, so we're finally off that wall. Here's Cognac Carl with why is there no open beta? Because it's insanely broken and first impressions are important. If we put out what we had right now, most of you would quit within
A week?
within 5 hours of gameplay. You would quit, and you probably wouldn't pick it back up.
Yeah, it's just...
Like our testers
it's,
have to take breaks because it's so broken right now.
And I hate to say it, but a lot of it is Greg. It's not that his mod is bad. It's just that it sticks its fingers in everything, and we've got to find where he did that and pull him out and put it back together.
Yep.
We're still working on that.
Have you guys ever wanted all of your oreberry bushes to produce aluminum oreberries?
All of them.
Well, now
What
you
do
I
think
have. I'm so glad that Greg's in-world unification allows me to do that, because I always need aluminum.
We
Always.
still haven't figured out how to turn that off.
We can't. There's no config for it.
Gosh.
No, he stopped adding configs, to my knowledge. I was the Gregtech config wizard in 1.6, and he just stopped adding them.
Yep. And thank you, Raptora. The 7 sin shards from Forbidden Magic. Have you ever only wanted one of them? Just throw them all on the ground. You only get what's it giving now? What shard is it giving now? All of
I think
them
it's
are
the
turning
Wrath shard,
into
right?
Wrath.
I think
Yeah,
it's
Wrath.
Yeah.
You only get Wrath shards. All right, now we move on to iWorks questions. Who's Ganzu, one of our buttered toasters? A lot of his questions are more from a beta tester point of view. With the amount of GitHub issues piling up from us testers and stuff, why not recruit more to the dev team? In my opinion, larger teams gets less done.
Yeah.
Too many
The
people
number
trying to
we
do
are
too many
now.
different things.
Too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yep.
Too some.
It would probably be much more detrimental to the pack than staying as we are now. I mean, we just added FACO, and He's you can just look at the recent commits and see that he has done pretty much all the
A lot of the
latest
things.
commits. Yeah.
He's been very helpful. Yes. Shame he's not here.
Was working with a larger team for the first TPPI too much trouble? Was it ever
Yes.
really a large team?
Yes.
Who's
Well,
your
how
Google
big
group?
It was like 40 people, I
Oh,
think.
yeah, the Google group got a ridiculous
Was
amount
it?
of numbers.
Well,
Basically,
no, I know that there were a lot of people there, but how many of you were actually like the people who actually did things? Like that actually
what
had.
kind of happened was I made the post about the IRC channel. I said, hey guys, I've made this IRC channel. Why don't we go there and start talking? And at the moment, it was private, so that was the private one we still use. But it was private, so you had to knock for an invite, and I'd invite you in, and just more and more people kept asking for invites, and it kept piling up and up and up. So eventually, we just had to kind of cut it off and say, like, okay, this is the team. Really want to join, you can still ask, but I'm not just going to automatically let you in. So with that amount of people, which was like 30 people at the time, it just kind of weaned out the people who weren't really doing anything. And here,
Why is the Digiminer? This is a couple different questions in one. Why is the Digiminer the cheapest auto mining option for its OP-ness, even though it's locked behind Gregtech at the moment? It's locked behind Gregtech due to an issue that we have to fix. So I'm not even going to count that in.
It's not cheap.
It is kind of cheap.
Won't be locked behind Gregtech, is what he said.
it's pretty cheap because the TPPI tweaks recipe not in. It's not working.
I don't think it is.
Yeah, so I got to fix that. So
Yeah,
that's the reason it's so cheap, is because the recipe that we put in for 1.6 isn't there yet.
All right, so that answers the next question. Will this change?
Yeah.
Everyone rushed it in the current testing map due to how much easier it was to get. Yeah, that won't happen in later maps because we will have it fixed. I'm asking this because Sov, Gregtech Master / Beta Tester, for those who don't know, brought it up a while ago. Why advanced repulsion systems over MFFS?
MFFS is broken.
Yes, very broken. And
1.7.
and
Just,
crashy.
it doesn't work. So that's the second best is advanced propulsion systems. I think it's a really neat mod. Unfortunately, it only supports IC2, but Universal Cable kind of fixes that if you can get those. But it's this really neat mod. It has things that others don't. One thing I really like about it is the Tesla coil. Playing the pack later, make a Tesla coil. It's neat.
Yeah.
It like sends out little lightning bolts and zaps things. It's fun.
Why the choice for a non-RF replacement?
There are no.
There are no actual RF replacements. Otherwise, we probably would have gone that direction, since
Absolutely.
more people use RF over EU. There are ways to still power it with RF, so it doesn't really matter as much. Yeah. When will IC2 be unblocked because of Gregtech so we can use advanced repulsion systems, advanced solar panels, and other IC2 add-ons on the pack for testing with Gregtech, since we can't because he disables recipes required for them?
I fixed that.
Okay, cool, good.
I fixed that. He actually added a config for that one.
Oh,
Yay.
okay. Will Supermassive Tech be getting a nerf?
As I am the dev of that mod, I can confirm that the current recipes for those blocks are temporary. As their name would suggest, the recipe is supposed to be a black hole, not a star.
Okay, good.
So-
All right, so he is talking about the black hole storage. Yes,
Right.
all right, cool.
So
Because
it will
that
require you not only to just have a star, but to also bleed all the power out of the star, make it go supernova, turn it into a black hole, which isn't 100% chance, and then make the... So it will be
Okay.
gated a bit more in the end.
Cool. So once he stops fixing IO and
once I
starts
do
working
that.
on Supermassive Tech and stops playing with ASM to fix things in vanilla,
Shut up.
we'll be good. Is MFR nerfed yet? Did we change the recipes to thermal expansion yet?
Yeah.
I think we did. Yeah. And including the laser drill. Laser drill was nerfed by COFH already, and it requires it requires the thermal expansion tiered recipes. P.S. Clean up the Github issues. I did that last week!
Yeah,
Yes!
we did. We did that.
Will angel rings be really hard to craft, or will it be outright disabled in TPPI2? This is what I was so excited to talk about. It will be enabled. It will cost you 20% of your health permanently. That includes any health that you add through Tinker's Construct heart canisters. You will because I know that just turned off a lot of you and you're going to complain because it's a permanent debuff, you will be able to craft that health pack. It will either cost you a dragon egg, which you can only get one of. If you're gonna craft it with the dragon egg, you can't reset the end.
Magic. We don't have magic bees yet, though, do we? Because it's not working, or do we now?
We do.
Do you know?
Well, yeah. Once we get magic bees, you'll be able to craft the egg.
Yeah. I mean, it's not easy, but yeah.
But right now, you cannot craft another egg. And for those of you saying, "Oh, hardcore expansion lets you reset the end," you need the dragon egg for that.
Yep.
So yeah. Alternatively, you know those enhanced Galgadorian blocks that nobody ever makes because they're not worth it? Is 10% of your health worth it? Because that's how you get it back. Yeah, that's how you get it back.
Evil man.
Good luck with that. Alright, what kind of load times are you guys experiencing? I think I loaded in 5 minutes.
38 minutes, 22 seconds.
I don't...
Are you serious with that, SK? I thought you were joking.
No. Yeah, I'm completely joking.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
It doesn't take me that long.
I load on a MacBook Pro. Okay, 8 gigabytes of RAM. I load in about 7 minutes, I think.
And that's on the high end. My PC is probably more like 2 to 3 minutes, but I have a really fast PC, so it'll vary in between there. It's probably about the same as it was in 1.6, honestly.
On a high-end processor, it will take much less to load than your general standard PC that you would buy at a store, that most people will be using.
It also depends on the speed of your RAM and whether you have what version DDR you have. And I'm not talking about the game, I'm talking about your RAM speed. If you don't know what that is, then you don't care about this.
Yeah. With this age of Modpack
also says, sorry, it's not. Raptura says that it takes him 7 to 15 minutes to load. So I assume that's on a weaker end PC then. So it'll vary. Yeah. If you have an average PC, you can expect about 5 to 7 minutes.
If you need faster, removing Gregtech increases that by so much. With this age of modpacks in the Minecraft community, why do you think Dr. Zark, creator of Mo Creatures, has continued his stance on not allowing his mod to be included in modpacks? We talked about this before. We're actually going to turn that question into why do people not, just a general question of why do people not allow their mod in packs. Version control. There is none when you let modpacks use your mod. You will always receive bug reports of old versions of your mod, which will usually include things that you have fixed months ago. Like, Tarag, you can speak for this on Chisel 2 with the, what is it? What mod are you having issues with? Railcraft?
No, that's not really fair because that's just happened, but and we haven't released the fix yet. The one that I have an issue with is in Ender.io. I keep getting reports where people will say, I'm playing Resonant Rise, I'm playing Direwolf 20, and I immediately just go, we've probably fixed that because it's a pack that 100,000 people have played, and it's definitely been reported already. Take it to your modpack author so they know they need to update. Not me. I don't care. It's already been fixed.
That's
wasting my time.
That's the issue that people have with their packs, with their mods being in packs, is that they're always going to get annoying, it's really all you can say about it, annoying bug reports of things that they've already fixed long ago. So, yeah.
And for some devs, it might be money related or download count related because, of course, at the moment, modpacks don't give mods downloads. They just don't see them, which hopefully is something that the Curse client will address and is addressing. Every mod that is downloaded to a pack with the Curse client counts on CurseForge as a download.
Yes, I think I saw Jada talking about that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I am one of the people who got to a little tour of the client, and I can confirm it's really neat. I do know that some people are on Linux and Mac, and yes, that does suck, I agree. But still pretty nice for those of us who are...
How important will Gregtech be in TPPI2? The same as TPPI1. It will not be required for any other mods You can still go through IC2 without touching Gregtech at all. Yeah.
Hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah. If we can beat Greg into submission enough, it will be the same as TPPI1. If not, you'll have to kind of deal with the small little places that he sticks his fingers. With all the origin changes it makes, it seems almost impossible at first glance to ignore it. What few 17... Well, we change all the world gen. I think another question asked about that later. Yeah, right here. Anyways, what few 1.7.10 packs there are right now that include Gregtech leave the origin as it is for the most part, and you're almost required to at least start Gregtech to get anything done. Is it going to be an option for me to play tech and ignore it outright? Yes. Yes. Will there be included extra configs like there was in TPPI1? No.
No.
We included that because we needed to comply with the feedthebeast universal configs. That is the only reason. There's no reason to anymore because there's no item IDs, which is what the universal configs were for. If we did it now, we would just be supplying default config files that would get generated if we didn't supply them. So, yeah, and we're not gonna spend time balancing around mods that we're not officially supporting. So, yeah.
Pretty much it'll work, but the only problems you're going to have is stuff when a world generation gets in the way, because a lot of different mods have their own copper and stuff like that, so it's just going to generate on their own, and there's nothing you can do about it unless you turn it off yourself. So that's pretty much it. That's pretty much the only incompatibility you'll find.
You mentioned you're interested in adding mods. No, we didn't reread the OP. What sorts of reasoning are used when deciding upon the relative costs of items and or distributions in the pack? Playability.
Yeah, just play it.
Mm-hmm.
See how it feels. This is too easy, this is too hard, change it.
Yeah. Yep. Why are you not going with Gregtech Oregen? Personally, I think it's the best part of Gregtech, and it seems a total... I'm going to say it right this time. Ass ache, not a Sachi, to redo all of it in COFH. It is not a total ass ache because we only had to add 7 ores, I think?
I believe it is 8, but yeah.
8. Okay.
So
8.
it's not that bad. It's just JSON files, so it's not that difficult.
We can't do Gregtech Oregen because it really doesn't fit the pack, and every other pack that includes Gregtech uses that origin. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's just, we have this whole custom origin going that we already have our own style, and then it's just like, this completely undoes it. So,
Okay. What is going to be done about the pretty much required Mekanism fork? We're going to fork it, we're going to fix it, and you're going to like it.
It's gonna keep going on.
Yep. When can we expect a new release of TPPI tweaks? Once we get the libraries to build again, because they don't build right now. Don't know why, but they don't.
Blame Tarek.
Yep.
I don't know.
It's your job to know.
Either start answering these questions, or give us the video, or the date for the video you're so keen on making. No. Given that most people's experiences with individual mods is through YouTube videos, for better or for worse, is it a good idea to balance the pack through NEI recipes that will only serve to confuse a player new to a mod pack? No, because every single recipe that we change through, at least through TPPI tweaks, which is most of them, it has a tooltip description of why we changed it. Most other...
And unless you know the
packs
recipe
that do
by
that.
heart, you will see that.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, we're nowhere near as bad as like Agrarian Skies, where a blood altar takes flexed electrum ingots.
I don't know.
I don't know. Anyways, there's things in there that don't make any sense at all, but people are fine with it. What is the most difficult thing you've had to deal with in the update to 1.7.10? Mod updates, but now that we're so late into 1.7.10, Gregtech.
Yeah.
It's just everything was working fine and then we installed Gregtech, and everything broke.
Everything.
Everything.
And real life. Real life also gets in the way.
Yeah,
All of
that's
us
it.
have. All of us have
Yeah,
lives.
there's this terrible thing called college, which pretty much all of us are involved in some way or another, so college or
I'm
just
involved in it
school.
by not doing it.
Hey, there you go.
That's a good solution for me.
hmm
And then, will there be Ancient Warfare? If not, I highly suggest Ancient Warfare. No. And since you asked, never.